What's happening, YouTube fam? It's your boy, Wisco Madman, coming at you. We're going to go ahead and jump up into some Upchurch. What are the chances of this happening, he says. Another one of his blogs. I had no thoughts. I know the Rodney or whatever, some disappearance or investigative type YouTube shit is what Church got into for a while. I don't know if this is already starting it or that's going to be the next video. But, yeah, dude, let's just go ahead and jump up in it.
Alright, dude, so check this out. So the other day I went and watched the Elvis movie. By the way, it's like one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life, which my opinion's biased because I'm an Elvis fan. Bro, I got Elvis posters, I got it.
Yo, Church is super into, like, some of the older artists. Between Elvis all the way to Johnny Cash, like, that's another reason why I've had so much respect for him. Is he has a lot of respect for the greats. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, he has a lot of respect for the fucking greats. Like, I think that's been a lot of the influence on his music to begin with. So
Elvis liquor bottles, I got Elvis Russian nesting dolls, bro. I even got Elvis music box. But I also really enjoyed the movie because it shows the truth behind an artist and how stuff changes from start to popularity. And it's the truth, the bad and the good. So I'm not going to spoil the movie for you or nothing, but as I'm sitting there watching it, this scene comes on where he gets Graceland. And it's some lady talking about Elvis buying this house that was a rundown farmhouse. When he first moves there, he like pulls up and his friends are on like these old school 3-wheel things with bodies around them. And they're just like driving through the yard and tearing the yard up. And I was like, bro, that's what me and my friends did when I bought my first big rundown farmhouse.
Ghost Ranch is straight the fuck up your Graceland, bro.
We bought Can-Ams and tore everything up. That's pretty cool. Anyway, long story short, I don't want to talk no more about the movie because there's still people who need to go see it. So being an Elvis fan, you know, I know he was signed by Sun Records. I know it was in Memphis, all this stuff. Well, from some of the stuff I noticed in the movie, I was like, dude, I'm going to go home and do some research because I got to see something. So right off the rip, I Googled Sun Records and I was like, what the hell? Their logo is a gamecock rooster. Like a lot, like different ones on posters, on everything.
Fuck yeah, bruh.
So I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. Because my logo's been a rooster for like ever.
Hey. Yeah.
So then I start skimming through articles about Elvis and Sun Records, right? Well, in one of the articles, they say his name and then they call him by his nickname, which is the Hillbilly Cat.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So I'm sitting here reading all these things about the first distribution company that Elvis's music was pushed through. And I thought to myself, I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. The first time my music was distributed to anybody, which was country and rap mixed together, was out of Memphis, a company called Selecto Hits. So at that point, I was like, man, I wish I could have been distributed by the same company Elvis's first stuff was. That'd have been pretty cool. And then in the back of my brain, it was like, you have to do more Googling. And I was like, I got you. I will. So I Googled the founder and owner of the
I got you. I will.
company that first distributed Elvis's stuff, Sun Records. And I found that the owner is Sam Phillips. So then I Googled the founder and owner of the distribution company Selecto Hits that released my first stuff. And I found that the owner is Sam Phillips and Tom Phillips. And I was like, dude, what? This was like 2 hours ago. I Googled all this. And I was like, there's no...
Yo, Church is down a fucking trippy, like, coincidence or whatever you want to call it type, little adventure right now. I fucking love it.
way that's the same person. There is no way that's the same person. So I researched it. Look what I found out. Selecto Hits, which is owned by Sam W. Phillips and John Phillips, was co-founded in 1960 by their father Tom Phillips and Uncle Sam Phillips, the founders of Sun Records. Both companies are owned by the same exact person. What the hell? The same company that called Elvis the Hillbilly Cat is the first company that distributed my stuff, and one of the major songs on that project was called Hillbilly. Dude, I just keep finding stuff that's...
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've had subs in just about every single one of my vehicles. That song. So, I used to drive Lyft and I'd be downtown Denver quite a few times. No joke, just because I can. Like, windows down, hillbilly cranked up, like, downtown Denver. I don't give a fuck. You know how many fucking looks I got down there? That shit was fucking hilarious.
more than similar. I'm reading this thing right here that says that one of Elvis's right-hand men was his first cousin Billy, who worked for him. You know who one of my right-hand men is? My first cousin who works for me. Guess what his name is? Billy.
Really?
So the company I run is called Upchurch Enterprises, LLC. Well, I look up his is Elvis Presley Enterprises, LLC. Not to mention, look how similar the careers. Country white boys doing a predominantly black art during a very crazy time. In his early years of his career, it was segregation. They were trying to, hell, they were even separating whites and blacks at his shows. People were probably calling him every name in the book for being a white dude doing predominantly black art. Look at the early years of my career. They weren't segregating, but they were trying to make black people and white people fight each other and be mad at each other.
Yeah. That's another thing I've had respect to church for too, is like this scene and the rebel flag and all that kind of shit. Like, that's all things that have been accused of being racist and different shit like that, that play the fucking color identity bullshit. And dude, none of this, none of it. And Church has been really good at how he plays it off. And Church isn't back down from his Southern pride at all either. Like, I give him credit because, dude, like, when it comes to that kind of shit, I'll be around it. I'll be accepting of it for my friends, but I don't go sporting a rebel flag because, number one, I didn't grow up in the South, and it doesn't really mean as much to me. But number two, like, I just don't want to fucking stir shit up for the sake of it. Which, early on, before I fully knew Church, like, I'm thinking, okay, this dude's just like doing this shit as a fuck you kind of thing. And maybe it is as a fuck you to an extent, but it's because he has pride in his heritage. It's because he has pride in his culture. And because to him, the rebel flag does not have anything to do with slavery. That's some bullshit the fucking media has brought in. That is absolutely nothing to do with why people from the South support it. People from the South support it because it has to do with their states' rights, and it has to do with being traditional and shit like that, and not having to be with this woke bullshit. Like, nah, bro. It's Church is one of the most accepting people out there that I've seen. His fan base is fucking diverse as shit. His fucking just friend group and all that kind of shit. Like, dude hangs out with everybody. He don't I can't speak to that, but his actions show that he doesn't see color. He doesn't treat people differently because they look differently. And that's the way I've always been. Like, growing up, it didn't matter what your disability was, what your fucking race was, what your religion was, what your whatever, man. Like, I don't care. Matter of fact, like, people from different places, Australia to China to fucking Ireland to wherever the fuck you is from. Like, you from Africa, you from South America, from wherever the fuck. I don't care, dude. Like, that shit actually amazes me. that impresses me. Like, I love meeting different types of people, and I love learning about their cultures. Like, that's probably my favorite thing about travel is learning different cultures. All this shit that's been in the media lately, nah, I don't get it. And to wrap it back around, like, that is a big reason why I follow church. Church seems to have similarities in that same type of shit. Like, he's not excluding people.
The statues were being torn down and all this stuff. Right when I started coming in, and what was I doing? Preaching equality. I got called all kind of names in all kind of books. Also, Elvis
Exactly what the fuck I was just saying.
was hella shitted on by the media, bro. I did not know that. He was. And I was like, dude, I get shitted on by them all the time.
Every great artist, every great mind, every genius, anybody who goes against what society believes or what is the norm, instead of just floating in with the little fucking crowd of this flock or this whatever you want to call it, anybody who goes against that, like, here's the group going this way and somebody goes off this way, this group over here that's going this way sits there and talks shit on the one person that went that way, because apparently that means something to them. Fucking why?
Fuck them. But by the end of the movie, the only thing Elvis wanted, here's the chilling part, bro. Look at my skin. This is the chilling part. After watching the movie, the only thing Elvis wanted was to be free, was to be independent. He was locked into doing so much shit that everybody told him to.
Dude, every artist should be independent. Every single one of y'all. Independent. If you're a true musician, you're truly somebody who's got something to share. Independence is the only way you share that without having it manipulated by some label. Exceptions being like Mako, I think is pretty well like an independent label or independent whatever. I think they're a label. Church has got Holler Boy Records, and I hope to see more that's like that. Mako's partnered with Colt Ford's music label, Average Joe's or whatever the fuck, and Colt Ford's another one. Like, I feel like he's the grandfather to country rap, like the motherfucking grandfather, like one of the originals. Bubba Sparks is right up in there too. Bubba Sparks, everybody knows him for Miss New Booty. You know where Bubba Sparks went? Motherfucker went country rap as fuck. And I didn't know that until I ended up seeing a fucking Yellow Wolf concert back in 2017 in Denver, and Bubba opened up, and I was like, God, I learned about the album Deliverance and like found out, goddamn, this is where Sparks has been the whole fucking time, and I love this shit. But had I discovered it at the time of Miss New Booty, like, dude, I probably wouldn't have been in that kind of music as much. It means something more to me now.
To do. He had people, hey, this is the song you're singing. This is the outfit you're going to wear. This is what you're singing to the people. Here's where you're going to go. He was just so, like, drained, dude. Even though he was pretty much controlled most of the time, he still was a little rebel and did a little fuck you shit, though. Yeah. Like, one time he was supposed to dress up in, like, this snow outfit and do all this fucking ho-ho-ho Merry Christmas shit. And he come out in, like, fucking all black, and his buddy just, like, turned the camera around on live TV. They're like, what are you doing?
Yo, side note now, since this video's... Ooh, spilling all over. Since this video's come out, now Kanye, now known as Ye, because, you know, Kanye's always got some shit going on like that. Now, fucking Kanye's doing some shit like that, like, I'll fuck you to everything, and everybody's like, oh my god, he said anti-Semitic shit, and he said this, and he said that. And then I found out, and I'm not going to speak to whatever he said, because I don't support any of that kind of shit. Like, I don't support whatever, like, hate speech and shit like that. I doubt Kanye did, but I haven't looked into it, so whatever. Um, but it turns out he was trying to get rid of an Adidas contract. He was trying to get out of it. He couldn't get out of it because he signed a contract. So what does Ye do? Just like Elvis is doing in what Church was talking about. Ye goes ahead and just one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And finally, it wasn't until anti-Semitic shit that they ended his contract. See, people can throw hate all they want, but understand a lot of artists, well, there are the special artists, Kanye being one of them, that got that fucking brain. I look at him like he's fucking crazy, personally. I mean, a lot of the shit in the news and everything else, like Kanye's fucking stirring shit up all the time. I thought Kanye was crazy for getting with Kim K in the first place and all that kind of shit, and now they're fucking divorced and whatever. Yeah, but a lot of the greatest artists, the shit that he's come out with, like, motherfucker, he comes up with some fucking bars. But people don't always, everybody always thinks the geniuses are crazy. During their time, the geniuses were always looked at like they were crazy. And then they go down in history as some of the greatest.
Dude, and he's like, whatever the fuck I want. And the chilling thing is at the end of his career, man, all he wanted was to be free and independent and do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. And he was controlled until he got burned out. Which makes me wonder, like, why am I so F a record label? F you, I don't need nobody's help. I ain't signing with nobody. I get it my motherfucking self. La, 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 la.
Before he actually says it, I just want to say, like, he's F a record label because we all know what record labels are. We all know they fucking own you and then you can't be yourself.
I don't have any prior music knowledge.
Sorry, guys.
Besides just feeling it and doing it. And becoming an actual fucking musician. Why am I like that? How did I know it was gonna work doing the whole I don't fucking need y'all thing? I don't know what this all is, but history definitely repeats itself. Bro, what made Elvis want to start doing music? Church music.
Hey!
Oh, dude, that's wild. Alright, dude.
And it came full circle, the church music. Like, dude, I love your little, the way your fucking brain works. The way your brain works. And I know it sounds weird. Some people are gonna freak out and stuff, but like, bro, I love your fucking brain. Just plain and simple. Like, your thought process, your way of doing things, your creativity, all that shit, like, dope as fuck, bro. Dope as fuck. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That is fucking crazy. I'd love to see your comparisons to fucking Johnny Cash too, but if I'm assuming correctly, I think Elvis is a little more your lane or your fucking favorite person, but who knows? I mean, maybe you got a bunch of Cash shit around too. But yeah, I think Cash is another one of your idols or your favorite artist type thing. Um and I just love to see kind of that comparison as well. Yeah. Before I make it too much longer, this has been your boy Wisco Madman. Go ahead and hit that like button down below, y'all. Throw it in the comments. Understand that if you're gonna throw hate in the comments about different things about production and whatnot, me spilling my coffee and making kind of a fool of myself on that portion, these videos are not really my best quality simply because I'm only hitting record because I had to catch up anyway. I'm not actually doing this as my main lane. My main lane is still the music. I just fucking love keeping up with church, and I thought that I could throw some thoughts in there for y'all in the process. But yeah, throw it down in the comments if there's other shit you want me to check out. Go ahead and hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with me for when I go on kind of a balls to the wall trip on working hard to get videos out for y'all. Check me out on Twitter, Clapper, Instagram, Rumble, Facebook. This has been your boy Wisco Madman. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.